Good morning, my fellow enablers. When I was going through the news this morning, this was one of the very first stories I ran across, and due to the man's name, due to the title of the story, I didn't look any farther. I just knew I would have to do a rant on this. So, with no further ado, let's take a look at this story from The Guardian. Trump and his enablers unwittingly offered Democrats their best hope in the midterms by Robert the Third Reich. I don't know if he is the third or not, but it would be awful appropriate. Let's scroll down just a little bit. The former president and his allies may doom the Republicans by reminding the public of their attempted coup. Listen, Robert, Bobby, whatever you want to call yourself. Why don't you just call yourself Bobby the Third Reich? You don't believe in free speech. You don't believe in facts, obviously, by calling what happened on January 6th an attempted coup. You just believe in propaganda. Do you know how some Democrats think of President Trump as he who must not be named? Let's take a look at some of this story, and I'll show you just how amusing this thing can be. The midterm elections are just over 9 months away. What will Democrats run on? What indeed? It's the economy, stupid. With inflation running away, with unemployment in the doldrums, with the stock market, which was the only bright spot on the economy, on the cusp of the bubble bursting, what will the Democrats run on? We know what the Republicans will run on. We're going to run on things like finish the wall, protect our borders, do away with regulations that are harmful to the economy. You know, what President Trump ran on the first time. Make America great again. It's only been 2 years, and we're already dreaming about the good old days, and we want them back. The amusing paragraph I found was the second one, though. Listen to this. One hint came at a Houston area Trump rally Saturday night. If I run, and if I won, the former guy said. The former guy? He's still a guy. Don't you mean the former president? Or, as we like to refer to him, as President Trump. Not former, we just refer to him as President Trump. We will treat those people from January 6th fairly. He then added, and if it requires pardons, we will give them pardons because they are being treated so unfairly. Well, so far, the only sentence I can remember being is that, do you remember that Viking horn wearing doofus that was imprisoned for 3 years? And he actually didn't do anything. And the only reason he was sentenced like he was is because the judge called him a symbol. Imagine being given 3 years just for being a symbol. Yes, he did probably enter the Capitol building illegally, and I said probably because we've all seen videos of cops waving people in. So, was he waved in, or did he enter before the cops started waving people in? I don't know. Only he would be able to say that. Bobby the Third Reich believes that Trump, in this one speech where he says he'll consider pardoning some of those people that are unfairly sentenced, Well, that's going to be a winning ticket in 2022 and 2024. Really? In all these Senate and House races, these governorship races in 2022, what President Trump said in one little speech, that's going to affect everything, huh? It's not going to affect the politics of that state. It's not going to concern the local politics at all. What President Trump said, and by the way, I agree with him on this, is going to affect the down races for the Republicans and Democrats? I don't think so. What will affect the down races for the Republicans and Democrats is the Democrats' complete inability to lead, their complete failure on foreign and domestic policies, their complete failure in keeping the economy running. And by the way, there's one other failure that has been not talked about in this epic rant by Bobby the Third Reich. The diversity hire that Brandon is considering. Brandon has promised that he's not going to consider the qualifications for the next Justice of the Supreme Court. It's skin color that matters. It's almost as if the Democrats hate Martin Luther King and his most famous quote from his most famous speech.
And just as I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
To all those journalists that work for propaganda outlets, for all those Democrats that willingly twist the truth. You and the horse, you're out in